Hello everybody, Iain Robson here, and welcome to another edition of Agrofrost. Alright, we're gonna get what's going on today. As you can see, I got the Ursus working away here on this field. He should be done soon. He's got a few passes left. I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 passes left, maybe 6 passes, I don't know. We'll see. He's almost done there. And we also have the John Deere. He's still plowing under the rest of these sugar beets. I know, Toby, I'm sorry, we don't have a sugar beet harvester anymore. I sold it. But we're going to use this field instead for apple trees. And as you can see, some of our apple trees do have apples on them. They actually get apples quite quickly. A lot quicker than the fields grow. So I guess we could theoretically make some decent money off the apple trees, I suppose. We got this one right here. I knew I forgot to get something. I was going to get that vehicle that allowed us to... Not the vehicle, the vendor that allows us to sell other things as well as apples, but I guess I'll have to wait. So we're gonna wait for let this guy do his thing. Actually, this guy do his thing, and we're gonna go from there. This seems so loud today. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because it's early in the morning. There we go. Let's just take over from this guy here. So let's just turn this on, and it's already unfolded. I hope. Yes, good. I don't know why that was such a weird problem we had with that, with it having to be unfolded and everything. I don't know. It's such a strange thing. Like, it's apparently it needed to be unfolded, and that was the one thing that would make a difference, I guess. I don't know. There we go. Perfect. Let's lower that guy down. Excellent. Yeah, it was just really strange. I'm not sure the reason why that was. It was so particular about that, but. I don't ever remember having to unfold it first and then seed with it. I don't know. It might just be something particular to this seeder. I'm not really sure, but it seems like that was a necessary component. And all it was this little wheel. I don't know. I'm not sure the reason behind the wheel specifically in real life, but I want to say it's either A, it helps to count how many. Well, it helps to drop the seeds, or B is just counting how far you've gone, or something like that. Not 100%. Vaderstrat's pretty well known for precision. I think they're a Swedish company. I want to say it is. So they actually How did I miss that? They actually count like every single seed that goes into the ground. So that's probably just I'm not sure what that would be. Maybe it's just a distance counter. I don't think it would, but it's possible that it helps to drop the seed. I don't know this particular system, this particular seeder well enough to say exactly what it is, but it might be the system that helps to drop the seed. It's possible, so. But that seems slightly imprecise. I don't know, maybe it's not. Who knows? I don't know, I'm not an expert when it comes to seeders. Seeders are kind of like foreign to me, so to speak, just because there's so much involved in them. But they're really interesting, though. There's lots of technology that goes into seeders these days. It's pretty surprising how much goes into them. It's like, in Vaderstrat specifically, they make sure they count every seed, whether you slipped, whether 2 seeds were dropped in the same seed hole, I guess we'll call it. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like, this little thing probably has a lot more technology than most things do these days. Well, if you compare what it used to be in comparison to what it is now, it's come a long way. And this is like also a no-tilt seeder, which is something I don't think they used to have that back in the day. I'm not sure when the first no-till seeder was actually invented. That would be interesting to discover, actually. I wonder when that was invented. Let's get this side right here. I'm not sure when the very first one was invented, but I don't know how precise it was in comparison to this, and imagine it wasn't very precise, so I don't know. It's agricultural technologies. It's come a long, long way. Let's just say that. From back in the day when, you think about back in the day when all they used to do is throw seeds on the top of the soil. That's going a long way back, but still part of agriculture. That's how they used to sow the fields. Now it's done with machines that drop individual seeds into the ground. Like, It's amazing to think that technology and farming have come that far, but they definitely have. The thing that always blows my mind in terms of technology is GPS. Whoops. Is GPS and technology and how precise they can actually be. Because they know, for example, well, how far they've gone, where they are in their field. It's interesting. You can actually do some of that stuff with your phone now as well. While it's not as precise as the GPS you can get for tractors and whatnot, you can actually do it with your phone. And I think there's actually a couple apps you can use to do it. There are a couple come to mind. What's it called? I think it's from farms.com, I want to say it is. And basically what it allows you to do is to go, it's like walking around your field and putting a boundary around your field, and you map it with GPS in your phone. And it's kind of like a way, it's supposed to help you do crop planting and whatnot, so crop rotations and whatnot. That's what the idea is. So let me get this part that they missed. Don't know how the hard worker managed to miss all that, but they did. That looks kind of funny. It's going up. But you can do some of the GPS stuff with your phone, but not nearly as much. I think you can outline your fields, you can do some planning with it, you can... I don't know, I think that's pretty much it. As far as I know, you can't use your phone's GPS to control a tractor, but... Well, I don't want to say that. You probably could, but it wouldn't be precise, let's say that. Because your phone these days is more powerful than some computers that took up a whole room, right? So, for those people who remember that time when a computer was... wasn't the size of your palm, it was the size of a whole room, and you used to use stamp cards and whatnot in order to put certain commands in and stuff. Yeah, it's going back a ways. I wasn't around when they was I? No, I guess I don't think I was around when they were quite that ridiculous, but still a part of history. Yeah, I guess a lot of people don't even realize. There we go, that's that. I guess that was unfolded. It must be a counter. Or I must turn this to help drop the seed. That's my guess. Anyways. Let's put this away now. Because we only have the one field. Do we even have something to fertilize the field with? I don't think we even do. Maybe we do. There we go. Let's put this in here. Yeah, I don't even think we have a fertilizer spreader. Huh. Something I forgot, apparently. Alright. Let's just back this up. Perfect. Let's just double check, because I thought we had one, but I guess we don't. Nope. Alright, let's go to the shop. Do we have anything? We have slurry tanks. We don't have enough slurry. Yep. Guess we're going for in-game stuff then. I guess we can go for this. Because we don't really need that yet. Yeah, we can't afford that yet either. It still makes me upset that this is the same width. But whatever. Alright, let's go ahead and reset that. I don't know if actually their fields are... I don't know if they are fertilized or not. I have to go check that actually. I don't know why. Also, the information, all those little information bubbles comes up every single time I enter the game. Only slightly annoying, but you only have to look at them like once or twice, so it's not terrible, but lower that down there. It's pretty slow. Wow. Yeah, I don't think the other fields are fertilized yet, so I'll have to keep that in mind. I think that's for water. Well, that's definitely for water at least. But we don't own this field. Yeah, but there's some nice looking fields in here. The way the guy laid out the fields, I really like some of them. Like if you look at 7, 8, 9, 10, like that's a pretty cool layout. It's not square, which is kind of nice because when you deal with square fields all the time, it can get a little boring. Not all the time, but for me, it's not necessarily the way the shape of the field specifically. It's more like the scenery around the field. Like I could care less whether all the fields are square or not. But the thing I really like is when there's scenery around. I've discovered at least. The thing I really like is when there's scenery around the field itself. Let's do this. And this. That's good enough. Yeah, the thing I really like is there's scenery around. So, for example, here, while this is pretty much one of the most square fields we have mountains in the background. Now, these trees aren't real, but from the distance, like here, they look nice. Here you have this little pond here. Over there you have the house. You can see some of the stuff in the distance. Up here, eventually will be our orchard, so stuff like that. So because you have those types of things, it really looks, you know, it's enjoyable to look at, to look around when you're farming, because that's kind of what you do in real life sometimes. Depending on what you're doing, of course. You know, in some situations you can't really look around because you have to focus on what you're doing. So, for example, if you're doing some bale handling in real life, most likely you won't be looking around too much. There you go. But if you are, you know, fertilizing a field, you'll probably be looking around a little bit, looking behind you, looking around. So you're probably going to do like stuff like this, and looking behind you, and then looking around maybe, and then checking back again. Like in this scenario, I don't know if you can see this in real life, like when it's on the ground. In this game, it just shows you what it looks like coming out the back of the dry fertilizer spreader. But in real life, I don't know if you can tell how far it is. I think if you had GPS, you probably would just use the GPS, I suppose. But they go through the field pretty darn quickly with these types of things. Like I've seen a Terragator go through a field pretty darn quickly, actually, because you don't really need to go slowly. The only reason, well, I don't think you really need to go slow because you're just putting it on top, and the soil will actually absorb the nutrients in whatever you're putting on top, and that's this particular scenario at least. So like if you were spreading lime to increase the pH, you just drop it on top and the soil will absorb it. So, coffee break, give me a sec. Oh, it's so good. It's funny, I tweeted out something this morning. I don't know if everyone's seen Old School, the movie, or not, with Will Ferrell in it. There's a particular part where, in the movie, where he's at a party and someone encourages him to do something, and he takes I think it's a drink of beer or something like that. And like one of the first things he says after that is like, once it hits the lips. So I tweeted out that quote in relation to coffee. So I was like, it's like, man, this coffee's so good. I feel like Will Ferrell this morning. Once it hits the lips. So this is kind of funny, because that's what it felt like this morning when I had that first sip of coffee. I was like, ooh, that's so good. But admittedly, I am trying to reduce the amount of coffee I'm drinking lately. I'm trying to reduce the half pot of coffee I've been drinking in the morning before work. It's a lot of coffee. I don't realize how much it is because you just doing your thing, drinking coffee. Although now I have a little bit less time because I'm not back to work. But when I was on my, it's like Christmas break, let's call it, I had lots of time, so I would drink coffee throughout the morning. You know, I'd have a couple cups, and then I'd have like my third cup, and then that would be a longer cup of coffee, and then my girlfriend would wake up and she'd have to go to work, and we'd make some more coffee for her, and I'd have some more. Well, it's just too easy to drink this stuff. But so I'm trying to reduce it just because it's just too much. Everything in moderation is how I think about things, so I try to moderate most things in that scenario. So whether it's candy or coffee or whatever it happens to be. Actually, for me, the easiest way for me to not to have any candy or sweets is just not have them in the house. That way, I just don't have them. That's how I manage that, at least. Not everybody does that the same way, mind you, but that's just how I manage it. So if I don't have it in the house, I don't have to worry about thinking about it. The temptation isn't there. Oh, that John Deere's almost done. Excellent. It looks... Oh, no, he's not. Still got a little bit left. Looks like he's got the rest of it. It looks like that's like where the grass starts, but just from a distance, that's what it looks like, so... Yeah, see? Now there's all sugar beets there. Last pass, and then we'll go grab the... Actually, we can just accelerate time now. Didn't want to go through the tree, but whatever. So let's accelerate time, and what we can do here is we'll take this this fertilizer spreader back to the barn and put it in the, well, it's not a barn, it's a shed. So we'll put it back in the shed and we'll grab the trailer right here and go collect some apples. Because, well, we'll accelerate time, then we'll collect some apples, because the cool thing about apples is that you get a ton of them. not a ton of them, but it takes less time for the apples to grow than it does for the fields. Mainly because of the night growth mod. So if I accelerate time 1 day, the way I have the night growth mod set up is it'll only accelerate the growth cycle of the plants by 1 day as well. Or 1 cycle, whoops. So that means that I'll have to accelerate 4 days to go through all 4 cycles. But right now, I believe some of our fields are in, like, let's say stage 2 or stage 3, for example. There we go, perfect. So in phase 2 or phase 3, so if we accelerate time a little bit, we might get some fields growing, or might get some matured, or matured, depending who you're talking to, or mature, I don't know. That always makes me laugh. Depending who you're talking to and depending on where they're from, watch out for that bump. Depending on who they are or where they're from, they might say mature or mature. Another one that always makes me laugh is schedule and schedule. So, alright. Let's just turn that off. That thing's loud. Alright, so let's accelerate time to the next day. Nothing really makes a difference whether we fast forward time or not at this particular time. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Look, they're actually... Well, you probably can't see that now, but... They actually get more apples on them. Oh, that's interesting. See how it has like 2 and 3 apples, so it does that for... it's just like... Oh, that's interesting. So you just... Apples pop up, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's not like they're all there all at once, but they go through like stages, I guess. Anyways, let's just check quickly to see if any of the fields are indeed ripe. Now field number 12 looks like it's ready to go. And I don't even know what 23 is. 23 looks like it's ready to go as well. It's wheat. So 12. Do we own 24? I think 24 is grass though, yeah. 12 and 23. Oh, perfect. So first what we'll do is we will grab these apples while we're here. It helps if you turn on the truck. Or the tractor in this scenario. It's funny, from the outside this Ursa doesn't look too bad, but from the inside, not so hot. I don't know why that is, but... Alright, so let's go collect some apples from the apple... Actually, it's the Apfel mod, is how you say it, but it's apple. I'm just going to call it the apple mod. Alright, so let's bring up the information, and if you look up here, you'll see there's 400 liters of apples. So if we stick around here, we'll collect 400 liters of apples. And then there's a little progress bar there, showing them how many apples are left. Perfect. Let's go to the next tree. Obviously you can't just pick the apples on the tree. Doesn't work that way. It'd be kind of difficult to do that in this game, I think. You'd have to get up in the tree and have a ladder and stuff, but this is a pretty good simulation of how it would work, I think. So I think it's a pretty cool, what's the word I'm looking for? A pretty good compromise, because there's only so much you can do with the game engine. So this game engine was never made to pick apples off trees, but I think it's pretty cool that Rosenthaler, I think is his name. Let me just show it to you because I can never remember. Rosenthaler. There you go. So I think it's pretty cool that he made that mechanic. Also, I think this Elmsland's not proper. The attached joint isn't working the way it's supposed to. Because if you watch, it has like an elastic bend effect. So when I drive forward, it kind of like goes back a little bit. It's not the end of the world, mind you, but just a little annoying. Oh, not close enough, I guess. There we go. So let's collect the apples here, and then what we'll do is we'll swing around and sell the apples, or take the apples to the stand, and then hopefully we'll make some money off that. I'm not sure how much the stand can hold. I think it's 8,000 liters. I'm not 100% on that, but we're going to find out in a second here. We don't have 8,000 liters quite yet, but it's just the way it works. So this is the Apfel mod. So if you're wondering what the heck I'm doing, I'm working with apples. This is called the Apfel mod. You can get it on Mod Host if you like. If you want to learn more about this particular mod, check out Farmer Beavis on YouTube. He's done a whole little mini-series on it, and he's a lot more knowledgeable about it than I am. And there's actually more than just apples. There's apples, cucumbers, tomatoes, cherries, I think, as well. There's a few other things, I think. Where is that? It's a lot of people walking, not necessarily on the road or on the sidewalk. All right, so let's walk up over here. So our apples are all done. So let's go ahead and unload here. So this is one of those little stands. It's a placeable stand. You put down. That's not part of the map. And you can put the apple mod on any map. I just happen to put it on this map because it seems to fit better than the other maps I've been playing on. So let's go ahead and unload. How much can it take? 2,000 liters. That's not terrible. I think I don't know how long it takes for that to sell though. Let's just see. So if I accelerate time a little bit here, let's just see how fast it goes down. So that, no, not that fast actually. Okay, so it does go. It will go down. Oh, there it goes. It goes down by 400 liters every hour. It looks like. I'm just guessing. Let's just wait until 9 o'clock and verify that. So you do make a little bit of money every time you sell. I don't know where. I don't know if it registers in here or not. Oh, that there's harvest income. So yeah, I guess it does. So $200 per. So it's like not terrible, but it's a nice little bit of income. Like you could have multiple stands around if you really wanted to. If you had a lot of apples. Yeah, it's 400 liters per hour. Okay, good to know. Anyways, let's unload the rest of these apples here because we can. Whoops. Not run into this stand. So this particular one only holds 2,000 liters, but I believe there's one that holds 8,000 liters that will enable you to put more than just apples there as well. Alright, let's unload the last little bit here. Might as well. There we go. Where is that water coming from? I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I can hear water. I don't know where it's coming from, though. Maybe it's that? So someone in the comments the other day was saying that this map is actually from Italy. Some people said it was Spain, some people said Italy, or maybe the language is Italian, but the scenery is Spain. I don't know. I had some mixed reactions, not mixed reactions, but people have said some different things, so there's no clear winner yet, it seems like. But it does have an Italian or a Spanish feel to it. So, all right. So let's go ahead and grab our. Oh, that's interesting. That shouldn't have happened that way. It should all be at the same stage. Strange. Maybe I progressed time too much. I don't think I did. But it should all be on the same stage. But obviously it's not. That's strange. Yeah, you can see right there, so they're on two different stages. I wonder why that happened that way. That really shouldn't happen, but maybe what happened is I accelerated time of day for half of it, and then, yeah, that's my guess. Anyways, let's grab the tipper, and then we'll head down to field 12, I guess it is? 11 and 12. 11 and 12, we own both of those. 11's not ready, but 12 is. It's wheat in both of them. Okay. Perfect. Let's grab the Marshall trailer here. I really like this trailer. This is a cool looking trailer. It definitely seems out of place on this particular farm, mainly because this farm's kind of like a bit worn down, and it seems a bit strange to have like this nice stuff. Like technically, if I were to be more in tune with the map, I'll say. Oh, thank you. Whew, that would have sucked if I had bought that. Maybe something like this would make a bit more sense for this map, because this looks way too new on this map, and yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of mods that come out eventually that kind of work a bit better with a specific type of feel of the map, let's say. So because this map is a bit more, it's not like a brand new farm, it's not an American farm, for example. Like technically, if this is Italy, I might use more Italian tractors, like a Fiat, for example. Lamborghini might make sense too, perhaps. Perhaps, I don't know. I think the Lamborghinis that they have in game are probably a little bit too fancy for this particular map, but I don't think there's any tractors that really fit the bill yet. This is sugar beets here, and what we'll do is we'll get our guy to cultivate that field too. I really should have kept that sugar beet harvester. Holy cow! You live and learn, I guess. All right. It's funny. Because I've been playing Euro Truck lately. I've gotten into the habit of wanting to signal now. I realized. So like when I turn, I was like, oh, I should probably signal. But oh, it does have signals. Okay, well, could do it, I suppose. But it's different buttons. I have it on Euro Truck. I think I have it on Euro Truck. I have it as Q and E, and the E gets out of your vehicle in this game, and Q detaches stuff. So it would really really throw me my my habits into a loop if I started doing that in this game. Alright, so I think what we'll do is we'll get positioned, and then I think next episode we'll harvest, because this is getting a bit long on the tooth. Well, not super, super long, but long enough that... wow, you really can't see much in this scenario. Long enough that I need to not start this, probably. I don't know, that one looks kind of funny. I don't know why, but it looks kind of funny. One thing that's like really nice about this class is, like, I don't think there are many... Well, there aren't many of these in North America, as far as I know. You can get them, I think, for corn headers as well. As far as I know, though, they are more expensive. So because of that, not every farmer wants to go for it. Although, I have heard stories of farmers taking their combine down the road with their header on, just because it was a time issue. So they didn't have a whole lot of time to take the header off, put it on a trailer, take it off, put it back on again, sort of thing. So because of that, they'll just truck down the road with the header on. Which is probably not the best thing to do. If I'm honest, it's not necessarily the safest thing to do, because you're blocking traffic, and potentially you could get into an accident of some sort, or you could wreck the header as well because you hit something. It's possible. So best course of action, of course, would be to take the header off. But if you have a folding header like this, you don't necessarily need to do that, because you just fold the header up and drive away. Which is cool. I think that's more common, I think, in Europe because of the narrow roads and whatnot, and because it's more common, I guess, to go from field to field. Whereas in North America, you tend to, well, not always, but sometimes it's more common to go, do like a number of fields. So, all right, so we're ready to go, and what I'll do is get this guy just positioned, and I think we'll end the episode there, and we'll come back next episode and harvest up this wheat right here. So that's it for me for today, folks. My name's Iain Robson. This has been Farming Simulator 2015, coming at you from Agrofrost. Catch you guys later.